What it do, what the business is. It's Sunday, so you already know that your boy had to jump back in here for another episode of this Flight Lounge. Now, it's been a pretty good week, you feel me? Not only has the sun been out a whole lot, my son just finished up third grade, so that's pretty cool, and I'm just ready for summer, man. I live in the Northwest, so it's always raining here. We might get like 2 months out of the year, we get a season where it's not raining every single day, and I'm just ready for that, you feel me? Also, you already know, since that sun been out, people been more inclined to want to go look up real estate. That's when I really like to do my thing. When it's nice outside, people don't mind pulling up to 3-4 houses at a time, going to go check out some land, going to, wanting people to come by. They might want to sell their house. When kids and stuff start getting out of school, that's when people are, able to move. They got more time to do stuff in the summer. Not fortunately for adults, we don't really get a summer break, but you know what I mean? With the kids out, it's easier just to transition into what you might want to do for the end of the year. You know what I mean? We in the middle of the year, so now it's time to figure out, we did what we needed to do. Now it's time to see where the year is going to end. So if you ain't started strong, make sure you get on it, because 6 months in, it's time to kick it in the second gear. You feel me? Now, you already know that I like to kick off the episodes with a little bit of, real talk. You feel me? Something that's going to be, relatable. You know what I mean? So with it being Sunday, with it being Father's Day, I'm a father, and I know a lot of y'all that's listening, y'all fathers too. So I just want to say, big shout out to all the fathers. Now, I'm not talking about men who have kids, but they ain't seen their kids in like 6-7 months. They wasn't at the graduation. They didn't go to no basketball or track meets or sit down and look over report cards or even ask if you needed help with your homework. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the fathers who be out waking up every morning, going to work, going to go get that bag, to go out there and take care of their kids, make sure they eating, make sure they got a roof over their head, make sure anything that they ask for, you able to be like, I got you, but still making time to spend time with their children, not just give them money, because sometimes the time is more than the money could ever be. Just to go out there, maybe go teach your son how to throw a spiral, or you know what I mean? Go teach your daughter how to jump rope, or do any of that stuff, Just being there for your children is one of the most, best things that I can think of. Like I said, I'm a father. My son is 9 years old. So I've been doing this, not forever, but I've been doing it for long enough to be like, man, I enjoy this shit. I enjoy waking up like, hey, boy, get up for school. I like doing stuff like that. I like asking him how his day was, or, hey, you want to go get some ice cream? Because at the end of the day, I'm a kid myself. I want to go see the little Pixar movies at the movies. I want to go to the arcade. I want to go to the zoo still. I'm not about to be doing that as a grown-ass man by myself, but since I got a son, this is stuff that I got to go out there and show him how to build a fort. You know what I'm saying? I got to go out there and show him how to go ride a scooter and do things like that. You know what I mean? Teach him how to be a man. You know what I mean? So I just want to give a big shout out to all the fathers that's really out here doing it, going out there, getting that money, spending time with your children, teaching them, and just being there for them when they need you. You feel me? So yeah, man, that's what I got for you on that. Now, you already know that I got some topics, and I feel like there's some pretty good topics. So you already know the first topic is that music of the week. Now, oh yeah, Tip, I got an album that I just listened to today, as a matter of fact. It came out on Friday, and it's from an artist that I was listening to real tough. You feel me? His camp was doing their thing, I'm gonna say like maybe 2 years ago. Then they started kind of fizzling out a little bit. That CMG. You feel me? That CMG, their team was crazy. They had Mozzie, Black Youngster, Yo Gotti. Everybody was part of CMG, but this particular artist that just dropped was one of my favorites. You feel me? A Kentucky artist. I'm talking about EST Gee. Now, I don't know what happened with EST Gee, but I would say, like, I felt like he wasn't part of CMG for a quick second. Maybe they had a fallout and he like, I ain't fucking with y'all. But on this album, I just heard Gotti on there, and at the bottom, I checked on it and it said, hey, CMG, he with him. This album right here, this brand new EST Gee, My World, that shit had me feeling like I needed to ride around with the chopper and go find the ops immediately. Or I was in a trap house cooking up the dope and I'm about to serve the fiends and the folks is at the back door waiting to bust. Man, I was really in there trapping in the car. I'm riding down the street listening to that new EST Gee and I'm like, this nigga got it. Real trap, real street music. If you like that old school Yo Gotti or that old school D-boy, real, you know, gutter type shit, this is that nigga. You feel me? I can't even think off the top of my head another artist from Kentucky. Let me know in the comment section, is there more artists in Kentucky that's coming like EST Gee? I can't think of nothing. I can't think of one, you feel me? But all in all, I listened to a bunch of the music on the album and it was hitting. Hit for hit. There wasn't really a whole bunch of skips. Now, I'm not going to act like every song was my favorite song. I heard a couple that I was like, that one was just all right. You know what I mean? But all in all, I like it. When I get back in the car and I'm rolling and I got my music up, I ain't got my little man with me, I'm going to be in the trap listening to that EST Gee. You feel me? Yeah, man. So if you ain't already heard it, but you like that kind of music and you looking just for some new shit, you know what I mean? EST Gee, he don't drop a whole lot and he's not like a super big artist, so he might not be on your radar. But if you like trap music, maybe you should tap in with that because the streets is feeling it and so am I, you feel me? Now, the next artist that we are going to talk about is one that niggas hated on for like, I say the last year and a half. Gunna wanna. Now I'm saying, when he got out off of saying yes ma'am, niggas was tripping. They was like, oh, the nigga's a snitch. Oh, the nigga's a rat. We can't wait to see what Young Thug do when he get out and he find out that you was in there snitching. And as you see, Gunna kind of started doing his own thing. As soon as that nigga popped out, that nigga hit the ground running. You know what I mean? He didn't waste too much time. I would say there was probably like a month and a half between him getting out and him dropping his album and putting out like that To the Moon. You feel me? Banger after banger. This nigga been out a year and a half, already got like 3 or 2 albums and a bunch of singles out right now. He ain't really been working with a whole bunch of people. That nigga worked with Offset on that Proud of Them. And I don't know who else the nigga really worked with, but that nigga has had banger after banger, especially that Fuck You Mean. That nigga just put out a brand new track today, as a matter of fact, and it's called Don't Stop. Now, this ain't one of my favorite Gunna songs that he's put out, but I can tell you, he's gonna come with an album. It's summertime. That nigga threw that little, so he can reel y'all in, because as you know, your boy Thug is about to put out some music as well. Now, I like Thug. I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's kind of weird as somebody that they say is one of the GOATs in the rap game. He didn't really drop fast. Niggas been kind of waiting. It's been months. I've been seeing the nigga on like QC interviews and stuff like that with his girl, which is cool. Get that publicity. But I also been seeing my nigga pull up to the motherfucking award shows and shit looking like Leatherface. So I ain't really seen Gunna start doing some old weirdo shit to get the clout. My nigga kind of is in the game. He do him, and the people who kind of faded off because of the whole snitch allegations, they faded off, but that nigga is still going up. You can't tell me that Gunna is not what was really pushing YSL. Because all of the people that's in YSL, like motherfucking Lil Gotti, I mean, he putting out music, but it ain't doing nothing. You feel me? And what about Yacht Gotti? My nigga, I ain't heard nobody bumping that. You know what I'm saying? And I certainly ain't heard Thug. We heard him on the Lil Baby, and then we heard him on what else was the nigga on? What else was the nigga on? He put out a clip for, I guess, what's gonna be on his album on some shenane. If you ain't heard that clip, it didn't sound like it was about to be a slap. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to see Thug, but off top, if Gunna put out another album around the same time as Thug, you know what's gonna happen. That nigga Thug is gonna go up, but Gunna, he been putting in the work. He been consistent ever since he got out. He been holding on to the motherfucking YSL brand until you niggas try to kick him out and act like you don't want to work with him. He don't need you niggas. He don't want you niggas. That nigga's on his fitness journey and he's eating these motherfucking tracks every single day. You feel me? So shout out to the nigga Gunna. If you haven't heard that nigga's brand new single, that Don't Stop, you feel me? Make sure y'all get that on your playlist right now. It's on all streaming platforms now. Movies of the week, I'm not gonna lie. One of the movies, I ain't seen it. I've been waiting for a little while to see it. I see that it's in the theaters and shit, and I ain't been able to catch it on the Fire Stick, and I don't want to pay for the shit. So I ain't seen it. I ain't gonna lie. The movie is that Dangerous Animals. Now, if you ain't seen the previews, it's on YouTube. You can check it out right now. You know what I mean? It's basically about it. Look, like I said, I ain't seen it, so it look like there's like a like this chick, and she's like a surfer, and she's out there, you know what I mean, and in some kind of way she ends up with this guy, and he's on like a boat. I don't know, maybe she got stranded in the water. The nigga pick her up like, hey, let me help you, you know what I mean? But I guess the dude is a serial killer, but he don't like he kill you, but then he feed you to some sharks or some shit like that, and the sharks is in the water and they ready to eat your ass. So he been dumping niggas in the water. People is looking for these people, they not finding them because the sharks ate them. So he end up capturing her, and when she find out what's going on, I guess she gonna have to figure out how to get this nigga, you know, like get him off of her before he put her ass in that water with motherfucking jaws in them, you know what I mean? So I ain't seen the movie. It looked pretty good. It's probably been in the theaters for, I'm gonna say, like, I don't know, like a month and a half, 2 months. I'm not sure exactly when it came out. Like I said, I tried to pull it up on the Fire Stick. Fire Stick was like, nigga, we ain't got that. So I'm thinking either it's not that good, because if it was a good movie and people were going out to see it, the Fire Stick would have had it. Somebody would have went in there and, you know what I mean, put that motherfucking cannon on that screen, but not lately. So I haven't seen it, but as soon as I get to it, I'm gonna double back and I'm gonna let y'all know what I thought of the movie and if it was even any good. But I'm hoping that it just pop out on one of these streaming platforms ASAP, because like I said, I've been wanting to see it. It look cool. I like movies with like little sharks and shit, so this is right up my alley. Again, the movie is called Dangerous Animals. If you're looking for a good movie, go check that out. Now, the next movie is one I say is more for like the families. It's a movie that I just went to go see with my son yesterday, and it was that How to Train a Dragon. I'm pretty sure that they got another How to Train a Dragon movie, but this one was like real people in the movie. I think the other one might have been cartoons or something like that. All in all, the movie was pretty cool. Cheesy, but I liked it. You know what I mean? My son liked it. It was a pretty cool movie. Like, it was basically about, you know, a village of Vikings, and the son of the chief of the Vikings, he was more like soft, you know what I mean? He didn't want to be no Viking. He was just like, I just want to get out of here type thing. But his father was pushing him to be like, yo, no, you got to be the next up because we got to kill these dragons. They've been killing our people. But he ended up venturing off, and he ended up, you know, trying to prove himself, end up hitting a dragon and end up like hurting it so it can't fly away. And so he end up helping the dragon to be able to fly, and he feel like, yo, I don't want to hurt the dragons. I want us to come together. You feel me? So it was a cool little movie. Like I said, this one is more for like, if you got some kids, if you like little stories and stuff like that. I thought it was a pretty cool movie. My son thought it was a pretty cool movie. So all in all, for 20 bucks, like I said, I seen this one at the theater. I didn't Fire Stick this joint. I went to the theater. It was cool. You know what I mean? Little special effects. The little dragons was funny. There were some funny parts. It was some little sad parts. You know what I mean? So it was all around. It was a good story. I give it probably like, I'm gonna get a dragon movie maybe like 7, 6.5. It wasn't my favorite movie or nothing, but it was definitely a good movie that when it comes out on the, you know, on the Fire Stick or even on the streaming platforms, I'm probably about to watch it again. My son liked it, so I wouldn't be surprised if he like, let's play that again. So I'm definitely gonna be watching it again. It's called How to Train Your Dragon. You probably already seen it on YouTube or commercials or Instagram. You probably already seen it. You know what I mean? So make sure if you're looking for a good movie, go ahead and check that out. It's out now. Now, let me hit this MJ Secret stuff before we get into this next topic. You feel me? That natural spring water. Now, the next topic y'all already know. I know y'all been wondering. This is probably some of y'all's favorite topic, is that tree of the week. Now, y'all know me. I don't like jumping around to a whole bunch of different growers. I usually like to stick with NWCS Legends, or I like to stick with WA growers. Sometimes I go, you know, might go to Lemonade, go give me something. I might go to, my street dudes. You feel me? Some of them be having that power pack from the Outback. I need that if you got that. But this time I ended up seeing they had a little jug at the dispensary. They had I think it's 8 grams for the 20 fin. So that's a good deal. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going and getting some flavors from a new grower. They call like Hustler or something. And the kind that I got this time is called Galactic Gumball. Now, y'all remember bubble gum back in the day? That was some cool. I remember it was big. I think Snoop Dogg had it. So everybody was like, oh, if Snoop got it, we want it. This Galactic Gumball is about 29%, so it's definitely some power in there. It's not super flavorful though. It do got a cool taste. I'm not saying that it's like plain Jane, but I'm saying if it's called bubble gum, I was expecting like stupid fruity flavor. Hey, I was expecting some flavor to it, but it's not a lot of flavor. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good though. It do definitely get all up in your esophagus and all in your chest and have it burning and everything, but I don't know. I would definitely say I would grab it again, you know what I mean? But it's not like some of the flavors that I'll be getting, like some of the I remember I had the wedding cake Skittles, that Jesus OG, that pack, the pink cookies, that was always a fire one. But this one, I don't know. I'll definitely say that this is a new grower that I just, seen. So I'm probably about to go back there. I seen that they had like 7 or 8 different ones. Maybe they just kind of getting in the store and trying to get some of their better ones in there. So I'm going to go back and just kind of check out what they got. They had a couple flavors, but I was like, what if I buy this and then some super swap? And then I bought 2 or 3 more and I just wasted my money because all of this shit is the same. Because sometimes you'll go and it'll be like 6 flavors and they all be the same. So you got to watch out for these growers because some of them don't know what they doing. You know what I mean? So again, if you live in the Northwest and you familiar with that Main Street, make sure y'all go up there, look for that Hustlers. It's called Galactic Gumball, 29%. It's gonna do the job. And let me know if you watching this from a different state, if you've ever seen Galactic Gumball and if it's some power pack or was it some mild when you had it and what dispensary had it. I'll be interested to know what y'all be smoking on. So if you smoking on some gas, let me know in the comment section, or you can always hit me up on Instagram at Jolin01. That's JOLEN01. Holla at your boy. I'm always looking to talk to y'all. So yeah, holla. Now, the next topic that I got for y'all is the hustle of the week. Now, the hustle of the week is actually one that you actually watching. Now, a lot of people been on their streaming game, not just streaming, but getting content and going out there and with their cameras out. You can even go out there with your iPhone and, you know what I mean, really do some dope shit. You know what I mean? If you got like time. I know sometimes people be like, oh, I don't got a whole lot of time to get content, or I don't got a whole lot of time to go do something cool. But sometimes you got to sit back and think like, what do I really be doing? Some shit is just dope. You know what I mean? Like if you go to a special restaurant and you get some burgers or something and it's regular to you, it might not be regular to the next person. So that might all in all be some content. You could just snap that on your phone. Like talk about it. What does it taste like? What you rate them? Where you located? What is it called? How long they been there? It's just a bunch of shit that you can make content out of your everyday life. You know what I mean? And as you see, I got this little setup in the back right here, and I'm about to just be coming here just to pop it with y'all. Like I hooked up the OBS. So if you looking to stream, just go get you, if you got a good computer, that is. I had some technical difficulties with my computer, so I had to, you know what I'm saying? But if you got a good computer, get that OBS on there. You don't even got to get a super good mic. Right now, I'm using this mic that I ended up getting up off of Amazon, and I also got this blue snowball over here. But I don't really like I got a couple videos with this snowball right here, and I don't know if it's how I got it set up, or I don't know if it's just because I've been letting it sit so long it ended up dropping or something. But it just sound real hollow on the vocal, and I think that this sounded like a lot better. But yeah, man. If you're not scared to get on the stream, I know some people be like, I don't want nobody to see my face and stuff like that. It's cool. You can have like a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm right in the corner if you are a gamer. I know some people just like to get off work, or, it's my day off, and they might just be chilling, playing the game. That's something that a lot of people, especially if you stay up on up-to-date type games, you can easily easily, just stream it while you playing. You ain't got to talk a whole bunch, maybe say a couple things, let them see your reaction. It might help somebody even beat the game. You know what I mean? I'm not a super big gamer, but I know that I want to do more, you know what I mean? Let the people see what I'm doing, because as y'all know, I'm an entrepreneur. So I got a lot of stuff going as far as the music. Some of y'all know that I'm an author. I got books in Amazon. You know what I mean? I got a clothing line, Imagination Gallery. I sell real estate. You know what I mean? So it's all a bunch of stuff. And if you can see me and relate to me every day, it's easy just to go and turn on your game and let people into your life. Now, you ain't got to share all your business with people, but if you turn on a camera, think back a few years ago when Kai Cenat started really posting, you know what I mean? I bet you he didn't think like, man, I'm about to be the biggest streamer ever. Same thing with Aiden Ross. All of these cats, Mr. Beast, all of these people started from square one, just like you. And in a couple years and a lot of consistency and planning and executing on these things that they setting in front of them, they made it to where they at. And I ain't gonna lie. They starting to say, like, for a lot of you entertainers or rappers, they starting to say that they think that the streamers is getting more money than the rappers. That's why you starting to see all these rappers and entertainers and actresses and all of these people, they starting to show up on like podcasts, streams, just sitting there, let me record on your stream because people are in here watching. Now you got to think, a rapper, say you a mega star and you doing a performance for 30,000 people. That's a big ass crowd. 30,000, they screaming your music, and that's cool. But think about how many times there's streamers and there's 30,000 people in the chat listening to what you talking about. And you could be talking about anything. You could be talking about, how to hustle. You could be talking about your day. You could be talking about, something motivational. You could be talking about anything. But if you turn on your stream and every day people are generating to you, you know what I mean? You need to take advantage of that and use it to promote these brands, promote good things. Don't get on there and start promoting a whole bunch of bullshit. But I think streaming is the new wave. It's not going nowhere. These podcasts ain't going nowhere. So if you got a mic, a camera, a computer, which a lot of y'all do, and if you don't, you got a couple dollars, take your ass down to Best Buy and get right. You know what I mean? And some of these programs and plugins and stuff, if you know how to go on there and be activating and doing all that stuff on your Instagram, it's easy to plug a couple things up and document your journey. Because sometimes for me even, I like to record my journey. Like, I'm sure if you want a YouTube channel, if you're not, you slacking. Varsity Productions, go on YouTube, type it in, log in, and motherfucking subscribe. I document so much of the stuff. I got stuff from 10 years ago. I got stuff from 5 years ago. I got stuff from today, and I'm gonna have something for next week. You know what I mean? And all in all, I can go back and look at all of this stuff that I have, all of these memories that I have when I'm older. You know what I mean? When my son is a grown ass man, he gonna be able to be like, Dad, I was on YouTube and I was watching a video when we was in Paris. That shit, that's like, you remember when you went to Paris? No. How many of y'all, like, your parents is telling you something like, oh, you remember we took that trip to your auntie's house back in the day when you were a kid? And you like, hell no, I don't remember that. Nowadays, now that we got phones, cameras, all these social media platforms, it's nothing to pull out your phone, take a little clip. Sometimes people think that is weird. You know what I mean? Some people ain't camera friendly, but that's okay. You got to document that shit for you. And if you can document that shit and build a following, you can build a business. That is a business. You know what I mean? These people like DDG and them, they're not walking around with these cameras for fun. They're walking around because you never know who's watching. It could be a brand. It could be somebody with a job for you. It could be somebody with an opportunity for you. And if you put yourself out there enough, you can go out there and get so much money, you feel me? And not even money, just build relationships with people, because sometimes not even sometimes, all the time, Relationships are worth more than money, because I would rather know somebody that we can get millions of dollars together than just be able to get $1 million one time. That's like when they be like, would you rather have 500,000 or would you rather have motherfucking a dinner with Jay-Z? I take the 500,000. I ain't gonna lie, but I might consider talking to Jay-Z. But I ain't trying to go to Popeyes. We need to go somewhere right, you know what I mean, and talk that business. I need to know we gonna be talking that real spiel, because I'm trying to get some B's. I'm heading to the M's, but at the end of the day, I want some B's. I want some of them Jeff Bezos dollars. So yeah, man, if I'm telling you anything, I'm gonna tell you to get your ass on the camera. Start document your daily stuff. You going on vacation this summer? Document it. You at work and you just chilling, you got an idea on your mind? Document it. You going out there to go eat a brand new motherfucking at a restaurant with your kids and your family, even if it's just you. Document that shit, because at the end of the day, you don't know who's watching, and you could definitely, some people get like, hey, I wasn't even expecting, I shot this little clip, it was a minute, and a nigga got 30 million plays on it, and guess what? Nigga cashed out. So yeah, get you a camera, start hustling, start documenting, start getting it, because you never know where your journey is going to take you, and it's always good to look back and be able to be like, damn, I came a long way, because I know that's what I do with mine. But yeah, man, that's what I got for y'all as far as the hustle of the day. And yeah, now it's time to get to the last topic of the day, and you already know that it's my favorite topic of the day, the sneakers of the week. Now, the sneakers of the week, it's not one, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not about to grab this one because I already got it in the closet, but I ain't gonna lie. This is probably one of my favorite Jordans. This Saturday, them Grape 5s is about to come out for the 210. Now, the Grapes, I would say, is one of my favorite 5s. It's one of my favorite Jordans. Like, if I had 10 pairs of Jordans and that's all I could have, I'd probably put the Grapes in there. I love those shoes, even though I don't wear a lot of purple or teal. I don't have nothing like that. I just think it's an all-around dope colorway. I didn't thought it was a dope colorway since motherfucking Prince of Bel-Air. When the nigga Will was rocking them. I used to like them back then, and then I remember getting them from the ES. If you're not familiar with the ES, it's an employee store, Nike. I live here in Washington, from Portland, so we go over there, we get the shoes for the low price. Now, they used to let people in, and I remember I took the homeboy up there to go get them, and I ended up, they switched the rules like, oh, we don't have that many, so everybody can only get one per pass. My OG wasn't getting them. You know what I mean? So I took the homie telling him, oh, I got us, bro. It's nothing. So I ended up letting bro get him. Second time, I ended up getting them again. And then the homeboy came along and was like, damn, bro, I need those. I need those, bro. And he came with a nice ass deal for them motherfuckers. So I had to let him go again. But as y'all know, I also worked at Foot Locker for 7 years. So I ended up getting another pair, which was nothing. You know what I mean? And that's the pair that I got in my closet. It's probably like, I don't remember. This had to be like 2013, 2014. Y'all can check the day around then. It was before 2014. So whenever them 5s came out before 2014 or 2014, that's the ones I got in the closet, and they still pristine condition. One thing about my shoes, I wipe them down, and I don't really wear them a lot. You know what I mean? I need to start wearing my shoes a whole lot more, because you feel me? You already know with the J's, they start cracking and going bad if you don't rock them for a while. But yeah, man, if you don't have those Grape 5s, you need to get right and make sure y'all looking all over. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be, you know, easy to get them, but not super easy like you're gonna be able to go to the Ross and grab a pair. So make sure if you want them, make sure you own your Kicks app and all of that stuff so you can get them at the door or from the box. You feel me? But yeah, man, that's all I really got for y'all. So I'm about to get out of here. So until next time, you already know, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like button, because I got more stuff on the way. So make sure you subscribing and telling all your people, because it's going to be the same topics next week. You feel me? With a little bit more flavor. So until next time, you already know what it is and you know who it is. It's Jolin. It's Varsity. Peace.